Tacoma. It's a beautiful city, the city of destiny. And yet, like many places, great evil hides in the dark places of this city. Beneath its shiny veneer, Tacoma stands on a verge of spiritual collapse, and the young people of our city are at the greatest risk. Kids in our schools face increasing rates of loneliness, depression, and suicide. A young person growing up in Tacoma is far more likely to drop out of school than they are to go on to college. Right now, on our very streets, a 12-year-old girl is sleeping with an adult. He paid for her. She's been coerced into sex trafficking and has no escape. A 13-year-old boy is being beaten by his father. It's his initiation into the Crips. He's the third generation of his family to join the gang this way, and he's happy to take the beating if it makes his dad proud of him. Faced with greater challenges and fewer options, many kids find no hope. Drugs, alcohol, crime, and violence are all common and understandable escapes. Their homes are no less broken. Abandonment, neglect, and abuse are becoming more common. And our state resources are overwhelmed with trying to find homes for kids that would otherwise sleep on the streets or the floor of a government office. In our own lives, may we never forget the brutal realities that others must face in our city. Make no mistake, evil still exists and actively seeks to steal, kill, and destroy the lives of this generation. And yet in our darkest hour, despite all odds, there is always hope. There is hope because of a God who has the power to change hearts and lives. And there is hope because our God will never stop loving this city. This is why we do what we do. It's why we send missionaries into schools. Missionaries who build relationships with lost kids. Missionaries who help kids laugh, help kids play, and tell the story of Jesus Christ. Hope is why we have faithfully run campus life clubs across Tacoma for over 25 years. It's why we walk into school campuses believing there are real answers for the real problems young people face, and boldly proclaim the good news of the answer. It's why we reach out to broken communities, the communities that others call hopeless, the neighborhoods that many would prefer to forget. Those are our favorites. Hope is why we believe poverty and violence can be overcome with loving relationships, generosity, and service. Hope is why we play basketball at midnight and why we've served almost 10,000 meals to hungry kids through our City Life ministry. Hope is why we convert bars into youth centers and why we believe the next great leader could come out of the hood. Hope means never giving up on a life, that even a criminal on a cross can find paradise. This hope leads us to befriend young people in jail, believing that no life is past redemption, that no future is fully lost, that no sin is beyond the cross. Hope leads us to believe that an afternoon spent studying the Bible with a young person in prison is an afternoon spent with Jesus himself. Hope is why we do foster care ministry. We find hope in the smile of a child who has very little to smile about. Hope is why we help addicts to overcome their disease and be restored to their children. It's why we rescue kids from abusive homes and place them into homes that will overwhelm them with unconditional love. Hope gives us a passion to see new families created through adoption, because at one time we ourselves were adopted by a Heavenly Father. Our heart at Tacoma YFC is for the ones such as this, the broken, the lost, and those who have no hope. This is our mission, and we are wildly devoted to seeing God transform these lives, but we cannot do it alone. Thank you for joining with us as we fight to see hope restored and for being part of Tacoma YFC. Thank you for celebrating hope.